what's up, what's up? How's everybody doing? Happy Monday. I hope you're doing amazing. Sorry for the little delay. Technology was acting a fool, but I'm here now. Hope everybody's rocking and rolling. Hope everybody's having a great start to the week. Hope everybody had a good weekend. Them dogs won, so that's all that matters on my end. Plus, I had some good time with my wife on Friday night. Went on a date, had some good connection, so that was awesome. But that being said, I am going live in here today because oh Lord, didn't want to do that. Sorry about that, guys. Just making sure it's going live, and it is live. So I want to talk today about something near and dear to my heart, something that I live by, something that I teach men, something that I believe is vital for your relationship. It's called collide or die. Collide or die. Why conflict is good for relationships. And I coach a lot of men. I work with a lot of men. I talk to a lot of men. I also talk to a lot of women because of that. And the one thing that I often see on a regular basis is the inability for a couple to have hard conversation, an inability for a couple to actually have conflict and learn something from one another. They either avoid one another or tiptoe on eggshells around one another, or they fight. And that is not what I do. And so I teach a completely... Sorry, I'm going to get everybody in here. Or they fight. And that is not what I do. And so I teach a completely... Right. So, my bad. Had to get some people in here. But I see so much, like, men, number one, operate from this space of they don't want to rock the boat because they're afraid to lose love. And so they move in such a way inside of the relationship that they are devoid of leadership. They're devoid of confrontation. They're devoid of conflict. They're devoid of like truth and like having a very conscious relationship. And because of that, what's up, Kyle? How you doing, brother? What's up, Cameron? How you doing? What's up, Will Tucker? How you doing? And because of that inability to have hard conversations, it keeps the relationship disconnected. Not because there's anything bad happening within the relationship. There's just a lack of actual communication going on. There's a lack of actual truth being pushed out by both sides. I see this a lot with women that tend to be avoidant of their man. Like they become these avoidant attachment, and men become these anxious attachments where, and when I say that, I say avoidant, meaning that they are avoiding the feeling of love because they're scared of what the feeling may mean or require of them. And so they pull back, they hide, they don't feel safe, so they try to take control, they try to make you feel like they are uninterested, they try to make you feel like they have no emotion around the whole scenario. And in that, you create this scenario where the relationship tends to be, where basically both partners tend to be in two sides of the ring, basically. And I want our relationship to be met in the middle. What's up, Drake? How you doing? I want the relationship to be met in the middle. What's up, Celeste? How are you? And I want the relationship to come together in the middle. And that means, like, are we going to have conflict? Absolutely. I think a great relationship has conscious conflict all the time. Me and my wife, we conflict. We call it colliding. We do it on a regular basis. And it's not we're trying to fight each other. It's why we're trying to call the truth forward in each other. And when we operate from that space, like I see truth that you're not acknowledging, or I see truth that needs to be pulled to the front so that we can look at this ugly baby and call it ugly and make choices from here. That is a way of love. That is not a way of attacking. That is not a way of hurting somebody. That is not a way of pushing somebody away. That is like, hey, I see you. I feel you. I understand you. I see there's something going on, and I need to bring this forward in our relationship. Not that I want to fight with you. Not that I need to argue with you, because I don't give a shit about arguing. I don't give a shit about fighting. I don't need to be right. I need to have truth. I need to have connection. I need to understand what's going on. Because the further I get, that's it, Will Tucker. The further I get away from the truth, the more unlikely I am to change my relationship. And so I work with so many men, and a lot of men tend to operate from this place that they avoid the truth because they don't want to make their partner feel scared or feel like they're disapproving or feel like they have a problem with them, because men's ultimate fear is the fear of losing love. And so we fear if we call our partner forward, we fear if we say something that might come off as conflictual, that our partner will pull love away from us. And if you're in a relationship with an avoidant, that's an ever-present fear. But that problem with that fear is you're living your life in a lie. You're living your life in the shade. You're living your relationship hidden. And your needs aren't being met, her needs aren't being met, and there's no connection anyway. So why not bring it to the forefront and ask questions, be curious, try to understand? Because the more you can understand what's going on inside of somebody's heads or inside of somebody's feelings, the more easy it is for you to move and create connection inside of that relationship. The problem we tend to have in a lot of relationships is the woman is too resentful or has too high of expectations that the man should be able to understand and know what the fuck's going on and make a move. And the man is too willing to avoid the truth about what he sees and what he tolerates to call her forward and say, I'm no longer available for this shit. That it keeps the relationship at opposite ends, because it's your inability to call forward real. I'm not talking about bullshit scenarios. I'm not talking about shit that happened 10 years ago. Like, if y'all didn't deal with the problem 10 years ago, you can't deal with it today because you don't even know the truth of the problem anymore. 10 years is a long time. I don't know about you. I don't remember who the fuck I was at 36. I don't. Much less the problem that I was facing in those moments. I fucking don't know. I don't know the truth behind it. I don't know the circumstances. I don't know what I was feeling. I don't know what I was thinking. I don't know why I was moving the way I was moving. I have no clue. So for me to be, or for me to hold my wife hostage, or my wife to hold me hostage to a past event that we didn't take time to address in that moment, is not fair to the relationship. I am not restarting, Dave. Not restarting. It's not fair to the dynamic of the relationship, because that is called digging up bones. Digging up bones is where I take information that happened to me in the past and I hold people accountable to it in the present moment. But I never dealt with it in the past. I'm only going to deal with it now. Fucking not responsible. It's toxic. It's unhealthy. It's not a great way to do the relationship. So I spend a lot of time helping men, and my wife helps a lot of women, and we help a lot of couples have hard conversations, because, and it's really not even hard conversations. It's just conversations that you've avoided for so long that it's caused such a chasm between you and your wife, or you and your husband if you're a woman in here, that you don't even know the bridge to get across it. And the only bridge is to open up a line of communication. And in this line of communication, there is no attacking. There is no casting blame. There is no you are at fault. There is no you're responsible to me to do these things. No, there is I feel like something is off, and I feel like we're not approaching it in a healthy way. What I would love to do is to have a conversation about what's going on with you, what's going on with me, and what's going on with us, and then how do we reconcile this problem? Because the more you avoid it, the problem doesn't go away. The problem just gets bigger. Because you can't avoid you can't avoid it. You're with this person all the time. You live with her. You sleep with her. You eat with her. You go to the bathroom beside each other. Like shit. Why are you avoiding real? You're already facing real every day, but you avoid tough conversations because I don't want my feelings hurt and I don't want to hurt her feelings. It's a relationship. You're two fucking grown adults. Have hard conversations. Both of y'all need to be challenged where you are because where you are is causing conflict. And if you're unwilling to challenge each other, do you really love each other? If you're unwilling to call each other forward, do you really love that person? If you're unwilling to state the truth about what you see and what you feel, do you really give your partner an opportunity to show up the way you want them to? Or are you just going to hold resentment against what they're not being and have an expectation of what they should be but never communicate it to them? That's fucking toxic. That's fucking childish. Be an adult. If you want something from someone and they're not showing up for that thing, then you need to communicate and ask questions and wonder and be curious as to what the fuck is going on. Because if you just constantly avoid and push it down the road and push it down the road and push it down the road and you build up all of this resentment and these expectations that he should be or she should do or he should think or she should be. No, fuck that. There's no shoulding. You either state clearly what you need or you don't get your needs met. You're talking to grown people. I'm a grown man. My wife's a grown woman. If I need something from her or I feel like my needs aren't being met in a certain area, I go to her and explain what I feel. I don't blame her. I don't say you're a piece of shit. I just say, hey, I feel like something's off. This is what I'm feeling. This is what I'm seeing. What's going on with you? Do you feel the same way? What do you feel? What are you seeing? That way we can both understand each other. And then it's like, hey, how do we move this together so we both have our needs met? Because at the end of the day, that's what we want to do inside the relationship. We don't want to fight. We don't want to argue. We don't want to have conflict all the time. We actually want to be in a loving, fulfilling, amazing relationship. But that requires you being open, honest, and truthful with the person you say you love and want to be fulfilled by. People are not here to read your mind. People are not here to understand your bullshit. People are not here to just, because they're alive and they're in your presence, then automatically now they should know what I want. No, that's just not it. People are peopling. I always say this. I say it with the most love and the most respect. People are just peopling. People are just living their lives on autopilot. 95% of what you do on a daily basis is autopilot mode. And if you don't interrupt that autopilot at some point, or if something doesn't come in to interrupt it, then you just operate. And if you're operating and it doesn't suit the needs of the relationship, then it is up to your partner to say, hey, how you're moving currently isn't showing up in the best way for this relationship. Here's what I need, or here's what we agreed on. And when we can start having these level of conversations, we no longer are holding each other responsible for the way we feel. We're just holding ourselves, hey, I feel this way and I need to tell you about it. I'm holding the relationship responsible for truth. And we're holding ourselves accountable to truth. That is a high level relationship. If you're unwilling to collide in the relationship, that means you're unwilling to have a little hard conversation. You're unwilling to call each other on your bullshit. You're unwilling to state the facts and tell the truth about things that you see. Then your relationship is not going to be as connective as you desire. Your relationship's never going to reach a level that you feel completely fulfilled, because you're always going to wonder what the fuck's going on in the shadows. You're always going to wonder, like, something's missing. The truth is missing. The real is missing. The authentic is missing. Because that is where real relationships thrive, is in truth and authenticity, period. It's your ability to be all that you are. Talk the truth about all that you are. Talk the truth about all that you feel and see. Be able to ask for what you want inside the relationship, knowing that you may not get everything, but if you don't ask, you don't get shit. You just have to know that. Like, I know I'm got to be willing to ask for things from my wife. She's got to be willing to ask for things from me. Does that mean that she gets everything she wants? No. Does that mean I get everything I want? No. But if I'm unwilling, then I'm willing to have the conversation. I can't hold any resentments toward her. I can't hold any she can't hold resentments toward me. If I'm unwilling to ask for what I want, I can't be mad at the relationship for the way it's showing up to me. I can only be mad at myself for showing up to the relationship hidden, inauthentic, not real, not truthful, not honest. Collision doesn't have to be a fight. It doesn't have to be a yelling argument. A lot of times it's a very emotional conversation. It's an opportunity for you to feel the person you're in a relationship with. It's an opportunity to express your feelings to the person you relate with. It's an opportunity to hear. It's an opportunity to understand. It's an opportunity to come together. Most people just want to fight. Fight. We're going to fight. We're going to fight it out. But you're not solving anything. I want shared understanding. I want connection. I want a way forward. If I'm fighting you, if I'm trying to push your button, if I'm trying to poke the bear, if I'm trying to trigger you, we are not going to connect because my first move is going to be to defend myself. If you're trying to poke the bear of your wife and you're trying to get her to move, and you're trying to say shit to piss her off a little bit, you're going to create a defensive mechanism in her. So you got to ask yourself, what do you want? Do you want connection? Do you want to come together? Do you want honesty? Do you want truth? Do you want love? Do you want intimacy? If that's what you want, then you got to be willing to do some hard shit together. Because all of those things require work. There is no guarantee about this relationship that you're in currently that says you get honesty, authenticity, intimacy, connection, and love every day. There's none of that. You have to work on it every day. When you signed that contract, it never said any of that. It said you have a choice to show up for it every day. Do you choose it every day? Do you choose love? Do you choose connection? Do you choose honesty? Do you choose authenticity? Do you choose intimacy? Do you choose truth? Do you choose connection? Because if not, then your relationship is showing up exactly the way it's supposed to. It shows up the way you show up for it. And if you're showing up hidden, you're showing up inauthentic, you're showing up afraid to step on toes, you're showing up afraid to state the truth, you're showing up afraid to state your feelings, you're showing up afraid to ask for what you want, you're showing up afraid to have hard conversations, you're going to have the most disconnected relationship, and you're always going to feel like something's missing. You're always going to be chasing something else. Because all that you want is on the other side of you having a conversation. I wrote this quote a long time ago. Communication is lubrication. If you want to lube up the relationship, learn how to talk. Just learn how to talk. And I mean, like, I'm not saying you're lubing up intimacy. You're lubing up the ease of the relationship. Being able to talk to your partner, being able to hear your partner say some shit to you that she feels, like, it may not, quote unquote, feel good for your little fucking ego, your little boy inside of you, but it's really what a man wants to hear. Like, oh, hey, you're not living up to the integrity you said you are. You said you were going to handle this and you hadn't handled it yet. It makes me feel like I can't trust you. Like, that's a fucking cheat code, right? Like, hey, you say you want to be this, and I really want you to be a more godly man in our house. All right, what's that look like for you? How's that feel? Like, if you were to say what a godly woman is, what does that, lay out the character traits of that? Because I want to, like, and in a collision, a lot of times it's like asking questions so you can get clarity as to what they even think. Because my definition of what they think and their definition of what they think are going to be completely opposite. And that's me being a good listener. That's me being able to understand. That's me being able to ask questions. That's you being able to do the same thing. Like, and it doesn't have to be any challenge. It's like, okay, cool. Like, I'm trying to be a more spiritual man. That's like my goal every day. Like I got my Bibles and books and all these things that I read all the time. I'm working on that. So what does that look like? Like when you say you want a spiritual man, like what's your definition? Because mine might be different. And hey, I might want to look at those things that you consider spiritual for myself. Right? All right, hey, I need you to be more present. All right, what is presence for you? Because I know some people presence means I need you around like 8 hours a day and I don't want to get out from underneath you. And then other people is like I need you around for a good hour every day. Like I can just sit with you, talk to you, connect with you, and feel your presence. You gotta define terms. So number one, you gotta get real good at talking. Number two, you gotta get real good at listening. I gotta hear you. And then number three, I got to be willing to ask questions so I can define terms of what we're talking about. Because I promise you, men and women in here, your definition of terms is all 95% of the times is going to be different because of the way our brains think. Most men are going to operationalize terms. Most men are going to operationalize terms. So that means like we're going to make everything like, how do I make this? Will, I love that. I'm going to use that tonight. But when men are going to operationalize terms and women they tend to, unless they're operating from like a more masculine perspective, they tend to emotionalized terms. So it's all about how they feel. Men is like all about what I do with this. Like when you say I need you to be a more godly man, for a woman it's like I need to feel your spirituality. And for a man it's like, all right, what character traits, what actions does a godly man do? That's what we think. So it's like, how do we start to operate from there and be really cognizant that, hey, I know I'm in a relationship with somebody that's different than me, and that's okay. I know for a fact that we're not always going to be eye to eye on everything. That's perfectly okay. That is amazingly okay. And from that perspective, how do we come together to create our way forward? That's a great relational thing. It's like, I love you. I love me. I love us. How do we make us better here? I want to hear about you. I want you to hear about me. And I want us to figure out how we move together. All this individuality and shit, like it sounds good. Like, but I'm not getting what I want. I'm not. All right, what are we doing together? Like, what are we? What about y'all? All this individuality inside of the relationship, that is not the dynamic of the relationship. It requires two strong people that come together and choose that every day. If the two people don't decide to come together every day, the relationship is non-existent, truthfully. So you can be in a relationship and be this individual. She could be in that relationship and be this individual. But if y'all are not choosing to come together on a daily basis, mutually, your relationship is not present. You're relating to yourself. And I always ask guys, like, if you need all of this shit for you, you need all of these things for you, why don't you date yourself? Because a relationship is a mutual shared agreement. That means I'm not going to get everything I need. She's not going to get everything she needs, but we're going to get everything we need. So we can be successful. Because we're raising a family, we're building a life, we're building a legacy and an empire together. Like, I'm not going to get everything I need, and I don't need everything. I don't want everything. That would just make me fucking spoiled as shit. Right? I want to mutually agree with my wife to have the most deeply connective, impactful, intimate, beautiful, loving relationship on the planet. That means I'm going to have some common ground here. I'm going to have to agree to meet in the middle on some shit. You can get so rigid in your own beliefs. You can get so rigid in your own thing that you forget, like, there's another motherfucker in here with me. There's another person in here trying to win this war with me. They're trying to win this love together. And if all I'm doing is holding out because I'm not getting this, I'm not getting that, or this happening, I'm going to pitch a little bitch ass fit. What's the purpose of your relationship? You got to be willing to collide. You got to be willing to hear each other out. You got to be willing to disagree. You got to be willing to hear hard shit from your partner, man or woman. And I know, man, oh my God, she is not allowed to say shit. Yes, she is. Like, she's a grown woman. You're in a relationship with a grown human. You're not impervious to your bullshit. You're not impervious to being called forward. Your inability to be critiqued is your problem. That is that's a trait with the masculine. That's a wound with the masculine. Your inability to hear a critique about who you are and what you're being pisses you off because you had that problem with your dad or with some man growing up. And now when somebody critiques you, it makes you feel bad about yourself. You should think of it as a fucking cheat code. I live in a household with a wife that is unafraid of telling me the truth. And in that, it makes me undeniable as a man because I have every weakness gets pulled forward and I'm able to look at it and work on it immediately. Every misstep that, not even misstep, every miscalculation of my leadership doesn't go unnoticed. And same with her. Every step of the way when she's operating, I'm able to call her forward. I'm able to tell her truth. I'm able to be real with her. And in that, it allows for us to grow as individuals. And if we grow, guess what happens to the relationship? It grows. A critique is never a judge. A critique is, hey, just like I used to coach sports. So I coached basketball, football, and track forever. I did baseball too for a little bit. But I did those three for a long time. And in that, critiquing was hand placement, misstep, lack of communication. Hey, you forgot this move on this play. It wasn't, hey, you're a piece of shit. You fucking suck at life. You're not a good human. That is demeaning and abusive and toxic. A critique is, hey, I see something you're doing that isn't playing into your favor. Can I call it out? Sure. What is it? Hey, when we go to communicate sometimes, you talk more than you listen. And every time I try to talk, you don't hear me. You hear what you want to hear, and then you respond to those words. I would love for you to sit and listen to me before you say anything. Critique. Cool. I can learn from that. Now, if she said, hey, you're a fucking piece of shit, you don't fucking listen to nothing, you never listen to me, all you do is fucking talk, I'm going to fight. Because that is not a critique. That is an abusive, demeaning attitude to try to make somebody smaller than you. Critique is, here's an issue. It should be like one thing. It shouldn't be, here, I got a laundry list of problems with you. That is not a critique. That is you holding fucking resentments. A critique is, in a moment, I see things. Hey, I don't want to see that again. Can I call this forward to you? Cool. Here's what I see. I don't know how you're going to adjust it, but I'm here to support any way I can. That is healthy. We got to stop living in these unhealthy mindsets that we're so afraid that somebody's going to say we did something wrong. Fuck, you do everything wrong. You're a fucking human being. You're a fucking human being. You're going to do a lot of shit wrong. And if you can't be told that you do shit wrong, You're not going to be great at lifing because I promise you, you're going to fuck up a lot. First rule I teach all my guys when they come on to work with me, hey, we're going to fuck it up a lot. And they're like, what do you mean? I don't want to fuck it up. That's the problem. We need to fuck it up a little bit. We got to get our hands dirty. We got to learn what it feels like. We got to learn what it is to ride a bike, fall down and get back up again and ride the bike and fall down and get back up again and ride the bike. You got to learn how to fuck it up. You got to learn how to get your hands dirty. You got to learn to step a little loudly. You got to learn to step on some eggshells. We can't tiptoe anymore. The more you tiptoe, the less trusting you are as a man. The more you tiptoe as a woman, the less we feel connected to you because we know you're fucking hiding and holding resentments against us. Does that mean that you go and diminish and bring down and crush a person because they're doing something wrong? No, it's just, hey, I'm seeing something and it doesn't sit well. I'm not mad at you. I'm just seeing it. Can I tell you what it is? Sure. You got to now. There's a lot of work that goes in on the back of that. There's a lot of work that goes in on the back of that. But the first part of it is you being trusting of yourself to actually tell the truth about shit. And tell the truth about yourself. Like, hey, one of the best things I ever did is learn how to just tell the truth about me. Like, hey, I'm feeling a little fucked up in the head. And I'm not like operating at a high level. And I'm going to be a little disconnected right now. And my wife's like, why? Because it's like, I'm just dealing with some shit. And I'm going to tell you when I finish processing. But I'm just going to go ahead and preface, I'm not going to be my best. That's so freeing. Because I'm just able to tell the truth about me. My wife's the same way. Like, she come to tell me, like, you know, she's going through perimenopause and all kind of things. She's like, hey, like, today is not the day. I'm a little fucked up in the head. I'm a little energy down, not feeling the vibes. And cool, thank you so much. That's just cheat code. But it's your ability to tell the truth about you that allows you to actually be honest in the relationship. Let's see what it says. How does one go from never talking to being 100% authentic without causing the partner to go full baby deer? You're going to cause that, and that's okay. That's part of the collision. You got to train your nervous system to be okay with yourself telling the truth. It's more about you than it is about her. Honestly. I mean, that's with love, my brother Kyle. Like, that's with love. It has nothing to do with her. It has everything to do with you. You don't feel the ability, like you have the ability to tell that level of truth, and so you hide it because you're afraid of her reaction. Or you're afraid of losing love, or whatever it may be. It's some level of fear that goes into it that keeps you from actually being honest. And so knowing that, hey, the outcome is going to be either I lose my relationship or either we have a little conflict in my relationship, I'm willing to have conflict. Or if I'm going to lose my relationship, I'm going to lose my relationship based on truth. Because I would rather lose my relationship in truth than lose my relationship knowing I left shit on the table. Yeah. And that's okay. Like, the rift is not with you, though. That's with her. It's her inability to be honest. And we know this, and we're going to work on that a lot. It's her inability to be honest that's keeping the relationship in a rift. It has nothing to do with you being dishonest. You've been honest. You ask hard questions. She's avoiding the answer. And the more she avoids, the more lack of trust you have in her. That lack of trust creates disconnection from you to her. And then she pulls away because she's like, oh my God, what did I do? What's going on? I get it. It all plays on one another. But you got to be willing to have hard conversation. I mean, when I say hard, I'm not like, this is not life-ending conversations. These are conversations that you avoided because you thought they would cause you to lose love. You know, I'll give you one that was so easy to have, but I made it such a big deal. Literally, the one thing I really wanted from a woman for a long part of my life was I just wanted somebody to just listen to me sometimes, because I feel deeply and I carry a lot for people. I carry a lot. And, I'm this happy go lucky, energetic dude. Like, I have a lot of energy, but I carry a lot. And sometimes I just need my wife to hold a little space for me so I can get it out of me. I was so afraid to ask for that from her for the longest time because I thought it would make me a pussy. I thought she would leave me. I thought she would think I was weak. I thought I was too emotional. I thought that she thought I couldn't handle it. But then I just told her one day, I was like, look, like, I know, like, all this training I'm doing and I'm showing up for you in this capacity to hold space, to listen, to understand, to feel you. I really need that from you. And she's like, what do you mean? She says, there's some days I just want to talk to you and I don't want to hear anything. I just want to talk. And she's like, baby, that's the easiest ask of all time. And ever since then, like, I'm able to go to her in my moments because, like, there's a lot, man. Like, life's hard. People are dealing with hard shit in life. And people confide in me with their hard shit. And I think about it and I care about it and I live it and I want to be there to help them more than I can even ever explain to you guys on here. But knowing that, I have to be willing to have a place to empty, because if not, I will fall apart. But it was the story in my head that kept me from being honest with my wife about what I needed. And when I asked her, she was like, that's the easiest question you've ever asked me. But it was my story. And a lot of you have stories about what's going to happen, or what she will do, or what she won't do, or what he will do, or what he won't do. Give him a fucking chance. Go to him with your heart in your hands and say, I need you to hold my heart here. Go to him and say, hey, I need you to listen to my heart here. Go to him and say, I need you to feel my heart here. And people will show you who they are. Like, I promise you, my brothers and sisters in here, and a few sisters that are in here, when you can learn to handle yourself in this level of relating, the level of your relationship will blow your mind. You just got to train yourself and you got to work on it. And you got to have enough grace to know that you're not going to get it right the first time. And when you get good at it, you're still going to fuck it up. And know when your wife or your husband comes to you with the same shit, they're going to fuck it up and not do it right. Has nothing to do with desire. It has everything to do with patternization. It has everything to do with stories. It has everything to do with wounds. It has everything to do with fear. It has nothing to do with desire. The desire, I know from the majority of people, is that they want to fucking love their relationship so hard that it melts. But you gotta give them an opportunity to allow them to melt. And that's truth. All right. Hopefully that was good. Hopefully that was on one right there. Derek, that's a trainer. That's you gonna be training for a minute, my brother. That's it, Will. Sometimes you just got to shut the fuck up and listen. No, uncomfortability is where, like, I promise you, the most work I've ever done, the best work I've ever done with myself was in discomfort. It has not, like, the times are good right now, and I can name off all the good things. And my wife can too. And we say them every night. We talk about our wins every day. We talk about the things we're amazed by and grateful for every night before we go to bed. And still, the best moments are when we face some hard shit together and we learn some new stuff. It's literally the best moments. It's like we reconnect all over again. We refine our relationship all over again because we see the light in us. Because it's hard to acknowledge the good when there's nothing bad going on. It's hard to acknowledge the hard when there's everything's comfortable. And I'm very big on, like, let's get a little discomfort going on in our lives. Like, you'll hear me say this in the brotherhood a lot. Like, let's get a little uncomfortable. Let's do some hard shit here. If you're in my one-on-one container, you know for a fact I'm going to say, "Oh, well, it's time to have some hard conversations." I'll say that, and they're like, "What do you mean? It's time. Like, we're having a conversation tonight or tomorrow. We're having one. We need to figure out what we're going to talk about." But no buts. Like, here's the problem. Here's the solution. Do you want to solve this problem? Okay, we got to have a hard conversation and be okay with that, right? We got to be okay with it. Like, you understand, the more you hold out on your partner, the truth, the honesty, the real, the more you're making them feel like you don't actually love the relationship you're in. And I know you don't feel that way, but that's the way you're making them feel. So be real, be honest, be open, be truthful, and be willing to hear. Because as much hard shit as you want to have, you want to tell somebody, the best thing you could ever do is hear hard shit. Trust me. I had clients come to me and tell me hard shit about me. My wife tells me hard shit. I've had my daughters and my son tell me some hard shit about myself. I've had friends tell me hard shit about myself. It's the best fucking things that's ever happened to me in my life. Best things. None of them hurt me. Every one of them made me an extremely better human. I like the challenge of not being right. I like the challenge of knowing that I'm fucking human and I fuck up. I like the understanding of knowing that God made me imperfect, but I'm willing to work every day to perfect this imperfection. I'm willing to go to Him every day and follow His will, surrender to His way, and live in that truth every day. I am open to that. But that means I can't take offense to you having problems with the man that I am. I can't. Like, that's your truth. And I have to listen to that. Does that mean that it's mine? No, it doesn't. When I have problems with my wife, does that mean that's her truth? No, those are my feelings. When my wife has problems with me, does that mean that's my truth? No, those are her feelings. It's my job to listen, to entertain what I know could be off and could be real for me. I don't have to entertain everything, because about 90%, 95% of the emotions that are going on inside of your head tend to not deal with anything that currently happens. They tend to deal with things from your past. So being comfortable and confident enough in yourself to realize, like, hey, the chances of somebody saying something bad about me inside of this relationship should be really fucking high. Let me say that again. The chances of somebody disapproving of who you are inside of the relationship should be really fucking high. That's healthy. Because if you come together and there's never conflict, there's never truth, there's never a calling out, there's never an opportunity for you to be honest, do you have a relationship? Or do you have some level of captivity that you have somebody underneath? All right, I'm opening up questions, comments, thoughts, ideas. I would love to respond to anything and everything that pops up. Let me get my shit over. Thank y'all so much for commenting all the stuff. No, uncomfortable, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So yeah, the more y'all have in here, I'll stay on for as long as y'all are. But I need you guys to really, really, if y'all have questions, feel free. Feel free to ask questions. The reason why is because some people in here are afraid to talk, period, and that's cool. It's not cool, but it's real. So ask a question even if you don't know if you want to answer it. Because it gives somebody else an opportunity to hear the answer. You gotta think outside of yourself. We're in a group. But yeah. Hopefully that was good. If not, if that was great, then I'm going to get off here. I'm going to eat me a little dinner. I'm going to spend some time with my wife. Spend some time with my daughters. And see what's going on. Yeah, man. Now it's just application, though. And what I really, and this is what a lot of men fuck up. I want you to take me at my fucking word. I want you to look me dead in my fucking eye sockets. I'm going to look at you in your eye sockets. Look at me dead in my fucking eye sockets. Don't take your fucking ego, pussy ass little boy energy, and start fights with your goddamn wife or fiance or girlfriend. This is not for that. So if you go to her and say, well, Jim said, I want you to play this fucking comment straight to her face. This is not for you to attack. This is not for you to demean. This is not for you to fucking fight. This is not for you to fucking argue. This is not for you to have knockdown dragouts. This is not for you to fucking have separation. This is none of that. This is for you to be conscious enough to understand there were two motherfucking individuals inside of this relationship. And sometimes we both don't live up to our best selves. And in that, we need somebody on the opposite end that can call us forward in that. I don't need you to fucking demean me, to make me feel little, to make me feel not good enough. I don't need that. I need you to help me to become a better human. So if you're going to use this message that I'm putting out today, that's coming straight from this motherfucking heart, like this is well thought out, this is straight from my soul. If you're going to use that to exercise your fucking little pussy ass ego, get the fuck out of my group. Use this from here. Speak from here. Not from your little pussy ass ego. Your little wounded boy inside of you that you're trying to protect. You want to be a grown man? You want to have a grown man relationship? You want to be considered the leader of a household? You want to be the fucking father that you didn't have or that you want your children to represent their love by? Turn off your fucking ego. Turn on your heart and listen. And speak from that place instead of speaking from, well, I'm not getting my way and I'm going to pitch a little pussy fit. No. You're either going to speak with truth, you're going to speak from your fucking heart, or you're not going to have the fucking conversation. Everything that comes from your ego will be a fight. Everything that comes from your ego will be a conflict. Everything that comes from your ego will be disconnected. Speak from your fucking heart. Don't use me to create problems for your life and then blame me for it. Don't do that. It's not safe. It's not cool. It's not a thing. Yeah, the statute of limitations. Me and Jocelyn, we rock 24 to 48 hours. If I don't bring up the issue within 48 hours, then after about 48 hours, you lose context to actually what happened because so many fucking things are going on. And I know you, Derek, as much shit as you got going on, my brother, like if you don't handle it today, in 72 hours, you're not even going to remember what the fuck happened. And when that happens, we start making stories about the thing. So I don't handle it immediately like, hey, I'm triggered right now. I'm going to talk to you right now. No, I'm going to take 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 30 minutes, collect my thoughts about what I see, what needs to have happen, and then come to you and address it. It might be tomorrow. But after that, I'm not going to come back and start dragging shit up. Because if I keep dragging shit up because I didn't deal with it, it's not a relationship problem. That's a me problem. And so I got to be willing to talk about the things that I see that I disapprove of in that moment or that doesn't sit well for the relationship. Because if not, then I'm going to be digging up bones and telling stories about shit that I experienced, but I'm not actually going to know all the context of what I experienced. Let's see what Derek said. How can you work on the communication with your spouse during separation, especially when they are already out of the house and the conversation may only be 15 minutes long? 15 minutes, that's a good length of conversation. Um, be direct, be honest, start with an end in mind. Know what you're communicating about. That's number one. Always know what you want to talk about. Start from the end. What do I want to talk about? Why do I need to talk about that? And what is the solution I have in my head? Okay. Then the conversation needs to gear toward that. It's like, hey, I love you more than anything. The problem I'm seeing is A, B, C, D, F, G. What I would love for us to do together is to come together and create a solution to this. This is what I think it is. What do you think we should do about this? Always put it back in their hands, because once we put it back in their hands, then they have input. Once you have input, they have input. Y'all can come together and create a together input that will move y'all forward. In a disconnected relationship like you're dealing with currently right now, Kyle, we first have to get to a place where there is a mutual agreement that we're going to be together. If not, the communication falls on deaf ears. I love that, Eddie. Yes, sir. That's it right there, Eddie. That is 1,000% it, my brother. 1,000% it. But yeah. So that's how. And Kyle, we got a little ways to go right here, but we're gonna get you there. Trust the process. Trust the process. We're gonna get you there. One way or the other, we're gonna get you where you want to be. 100% know that. Trust me, trust yourself, and we got it. We got it. Well, my brothers, I think that is it. Let's see. Yep, that's it on the questions. I appreciate you guys so much. Hopefully, this was good for everybody in here. Spot on for what was needed. I was feeling this in the atmosphere. I did like a drop about this in the Brotherhood like a couple weeks ago, but it wasn't even to this capacity. So this one was even a whole new life of its own. So if you guys are in here and you're looking to do some work on yourself, like, hey, I want to work on me so I can be a great husband, great dad, great man in general. And I want to learn these skill sets and really like how to handle myself in these scenarios. And I want to deal with the shit that keeps coming up in my relationships. Shoot me a message. Shoot me a DM. I'd love to set up a free call, talk to you, see where you are, see where you want to go, see how we can get you there fast. And if not, like, hey, I just want to be around a group of men that are fucking getting after it every day. I got a place for you. It's called the Brotherhood. Is the coolest place because like this is what I do in there every day, but I don't do it on video. I just drop knowledge every day. So I have about 230 plus trainings in there. A lot of men that are working on themselves, have worked on themselves, and are constantly doing the best that they can every day. And they support the shit out of you. So if that's something you want to be a part of, you want to grow, you want to be, shoot me a message. I'll get you the link. We'd love to have you in. I promise you, every investment you make in yourself in this lifetime, especially when it comes to bettering you as a man, is only going to better the return on investment for your life, whether it be your relationships, your bank account, your health, your spiritual life, whatever. But you got to be willing to invest in you first. And that's where it is. Thank you, Ed. I appreciate that, my brother. Good night. I gotta call you back. I've been on the phone all day, so that's on me. I'll call you back probably right now. Johnson's ass done ate. I already cooked. I just didn't eat. That's the way that usually goes on Monday nights. I hope you guys have a good night. Talk to y'all later. Peace out.